Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ksenia. I make videos for people who are going through the family immigration process. I'm not an attorney. My videos are based on public information, my own experience, and the experience of my subscribers. And the purpose of my channel is to give you guys the confidence to go through this process completely on your own. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you should do before applying for naturalization. The number one thing you should consider is whether or not it is a good idea for your particular case to apply for naturalization or remain a permanent resident, especially if you currently have an active family-based petition going for your spouse and or your minor child. When you were a permanent resident, if you submitted an I-130 petition for your spouse and your child under the F2A category on the visa bulletin, once you become a U.S. citizen, your petitioned relative will fall under a different category for the purposes of a family-based green card. So instead of the F2A category, then your spouse will become your immediate relative of a U.S. citizen. But unfortunately, in a situation like this, your child that was included on the same I-130 petition as your spouse under the F2A category will actually be kicked off the case. Because, as you may know, and as you can see in the Form I-130 instructions, U.S. citizens must submit a separate petition for each eligible relative, including children. Once the petition is upgraded, your spouse will still continue to process their green card, but unfortunately, the child will no longer be eligible to receive one, and you will have to start the process for your child from scratch, which means that you're going to have to submit the I-130 petition from them and start from the very beginning. The second thing you should do before applying for naturalization is making a Freedom of Information Act request with USCIS. It may be 3 or even 5 years before you begin applying for naturalization, and by then, when you are filling out the N-400 application, there may be some repetitive questions that you were asked on prior applications. Making a FOIA is generally a good idea to make sure that the answers you are providing in your N-400 application are the same as the answers you have provided on prior applications. Of course, USCIS is not going to penalize you for misremembering dates in your address or perhaps employment history, but there are definitely questions, especially questions that are concerned with grounds of ineligibility, such as memberships in certain groups, organizations, your prior immigration history, and the answers you provided in the long list of questions when you were applying for a green card, for example. In that case, if some of the answers mismatch your new N-400 application, USCIS may have significant questions for you and even can accuse you of misrepresenting the facts. This is why I am recommending that you submit a FOIA request to obtain your entire alien file with the applications and all the evidence that you have previously submitted to USCIS to make sure that when submitting your new application, you don't unknowingly misrepresent these facts. So you can easily make a FOIA request in your USCIS account, and below I will also link a video guide on how to properly submit a FOIA request. The third thing you should do, especially if you are a male, is to register for Selective Service. Selective Service registration is mandatory for all U.S. males ages 18 to 26. If you received your permanent residency while you were still between ages of 18 to 26 and you failed to register for Selective Service, you may want to do that before you apply for naturalization. The naturalization application will ask you questions if you were required to register and if you actually did so, and will ask you to provide certain information about your Selective Service registration. If, however, at the time of filing your N-400 application, you you missed the age limit to register for Selective Service, you should then follow the instructions on the Selective Service System website on how to document that you missed the deadline and what additional information you may need to provide during your naturalization process. The fourth thing you should do is pay off your taxes. During the N-400 application, you will be asked if you owe and if you have paid all past due taxes, or if you made arrangements with the IRS to pay off the taxes that you owe. And even though owing taxes during the time you apply for naturalization isn't going to hinder your case, if you're able to, you can pay off your taxes before you even start the naturalization process. And if not, you need to definitely set up a payment plan with the IRS. And the fifth and final important tip is if you are planning to move, you should wait to apply for naturalization. If you are planning to move around the same time you're planning to apply for naturalization, you need to keep in mind that once you move, your field office or area that holds jurisdiction over your naturalization case may also change. And according to the form instructions, you must maintain residency for at least 3 months in that new jurisdiction before you're able to apply for naturalization. So if you're planning to move, it probably is a good idea to move first, establish your residency for 90 days, and then apply for naturalization. This rule, however, doesn't really apply if you move after you applied for naturalization, which means that there is a possibility that you may be invited for your naturalization interview and oath ceremony at your old jurisdiction, or if USCIS decides to transfer your naturalization case to the new field office or state closest to your new location, your naturalization case may simply be delayed by a few more months. I hope that you found these 5 tips useful. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Let me know about your personal experience with naturalization. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye!